Right, staying in London now as Fawaz Gerges is joining us. He's a professor of international relations at the London School of Economics. Fawaz, thank you so much for being with us. So, okay, I think it's about day 6 of this conflict and fresh strikes by both Israel and Iran continuing, as well as a second Iranian warship off the coast of Sri Lanka struck. I mean, what do you make of developments?
Well, I think if you ask me what's the big picture, is that the war is spreading, the war is deepening, with increasing human loss and civilian casualties, and with serious economic and social consequences. What started as a war by the United States and Israel against Iran has become really a region-wide conflict with devastating and consequences, international and economic consequences. To give you an idea what I'm talking about, I mean, the political economy of energy has basically now, the prices of the barrel of oil has increased by 13%. Gas prices increased by 50%. Even consumers in the United States and Europe and England, where I am, are feeling basically the squeeze in their shopping baskets every day as a result of the shutting down of the Strait of Hormuz waterway, because the Strait of Hormuz really is, you might say, the central global energy supply system. And Iran has so far succeeded in preventing thousands of ships from passing through the Strait of Hormuz in the past few days. So all in all, this is a very, very uncertain situation. No one knows what's going to happen in the next few days and next few weeks. And the reality is even President Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, who triggered and started this war, do not really know how the war and when the war will end and what will be the final end game of the war.
To that point, Fawaz, do you expect to get a clearer sense from the Americans or the Israelis as to their objective in starting this war? Because, as you say, it's been very unclear. We've had different messages from various US officials, including Marco Rubio, and then different lines again from President Trump. So are you expecting any sort of clearer idea of why this war is happening to be brought to light by either side in the coming days?
No, I don't think anyone expects any clarity or truth from the Trump administration, the Benjamin Netanyahu administration. I think if you listen carefully to the contradictory statements coming from the White House and from Israel, the big picture is you realize that the American military and political establishments are trying to keep up with President Trump's words as opposed to the words keeping up with American strategy. What I'm trying to say is that there is no strategic blueprint. This is really a war of choice. It's a one-man's war, Donald Trump, and of course, Benjamin Netanyahu as well. If again, the big picture for your own viewers, if you listen carefully to the statements that are coming from the White House, from the Trump administration and his closest aides, you think they have already declared victory. The Trump administration has already said we have won, mission accomplished. A statement, President Trump yesterday gave a statement which will go down in history as revealing the extent of hubris and chaos of the Trump administration as the statement by George W. Bush after the US invasion and occupation of Iraq, when he said mission accomplished. President Trump said, listen to the statement, on the scale of 1 to 10, he was evaluating American war strategy. On the scale of 1 to 10, he graded himself as 15. That the United States is doing so well, it's not even 10 out of 10, it's 15 out of 10. This tells you about not only the lack of clarity and the hubris, but the reality is words no longer really mean anything. And his Secretary of Defense bragged yesterday that the United States is visiting death and destruction on Iran. And of course it is. I mean, this is the most powerful army in the world, and Israel are basically slaughtering Iran and Iranians. And his President Trump spokesperson in the White House, which tells you a great deal about the mindset of this particular war. She said the United States Army is slaughtering, killing the monsters in Iran. She referred to the Iranians as monsters, who basically, from her own perspective, it was Iran that had attacked the United States, not the United States and Israel, that basically attacked Iran without any kind of reason, without any kind of really a legal and a convincing reason.
Fawaz Gerges, Professor of International Relations at the London School of Economics, thank you so much for your time.